This is something I gotta be careful of. Okay? Gotta be very, very careful of this. I'm not gonna be going on competitive on CS because I got things to expect. So, no. Okay. I think we can go for the CEO problem, the healthcare CEO problem, the situation. Well, besides Mudahar and Nux, oh, you know what? No. I am not going to recommend Nux's videos on my feed. But if there's anything, Charlie, Penguin Z0, we're going to subscribe to all of this shit. Okay, basically, the United States healthcare system is not, well, it is expensive, it does its job, but the problem is, it's not always straightforward. So, unfortunately, there's always this word about healthcare, in which it can decide which lives are ended, which lives continue. And unfortunately, that's what got people to drop from their empathetic position when it comes to those who are deciding who lives and dies. So basically, they are angry at the state of the American healthcare system because it doesn't do what its purpose is in a straightforward way. And now with the recent passing of a healthcare CEO via an assassination, most are celebrating. Most or half of the US population is celebrating. I'm not sure exactly what the ratio is, but let me tell you, a lot who are definitely not a fan of the US healthcare system definitely find relief on a healthcare CEO's passing just because of their hate of the US healthcare system, which is really, really telling. The situation is really, really bad. It's not bad to show empathy. Violence is not how we are supposed to go about this, but if we start feeling relief, if we start feeling some sort of less empathy when it comes to anything, we would start losing what it means to be human. Okay? But as to who decides how the US healthcare system goes, it should always be up to us. If I was an American, it should be up to me. But I do not want to force the issue to everyone. Depending on the situation, depending on the person, they may or they may not want to force change onto the healthcare system. It must be on a collective agreement. So, there's this video from Charlie. By the way, Penguin Z0 is also known as Moist Critical on the streaming sphere. But most call him Charlie as the content creator, by the way. He made a video called Delusional Healthcare CEO. This is in regards to the passing of the assassinated healthcare CEO. Now, I'm not sure what this delusional healthcare CEO is going to say, but you know what? I don't know exactly what Charlie's stance is on this one. So, even I don't have any idea. Let's see.
I've talked about tons of evil companies and industries over the years, but the one I want to talk about today makes Umbrella Corp from Resident Evil look like Weenie Hut Jr.
Really? Okay.
Health insurance. Now, I've ranted and raved about health insurance on stream quite a few times, way before the big thing that happened recently. And I'll just be clear up front that I'm not here to talk too much about Brian Thompson getting banished to the Shadow Realm. I'm here to talk mainly about health insurance itself and how corrupt and malicious it is, as well as the United Health Group CEO Andrew Whitty's video that he made about the response to this whole thing. So to be clear, Brian Thompson was the CEO of United's insurance division. Andrew Whitty is the CEO of United Health Group.
I'm sure everybody has been disturbed by the amount of negative and in many cases vitriolic media and commentary that has been produced over the last few days, particularly in the social media environment.
Yeah, mean words are so much more disturbing than an entire business model that revolves around making oodles of cash off the corpses of your clients.
It is not a perfect system, unfortunately. And at the same time, it's also flawed and it's also corrupting the way the healthcare system, the American healthcare system works. It makes you spend too much money. Not everyone can rely on it, and there's no chance you would be able to save it enough. Save whatever income you have enough for it to be viable for you. This is why the healthcare system is not kindly looked at.
As you knowingly deny coverage for life-saving medical treatment for those individuals that have been paying you for so
Exactly.
long, for the single purpose of you stepping in to help in an emergency situation. Then when that unfortunate time arises, it's just crickets and radio silence, and then like a giant stamp of denied from United. Here's a nice little graph that helps showcase how efficient these health insurance providers have become at denying your claims. And United Healthcare, they got it down to a science. They are way out in front. They got the gold medal with 33% denied claims. To put that into Fortnite, they got the gold medal.
33%? Oh shit! This is terrible!
33% denied claims. To put that into Fortnite terms, United is grittying to a fucking winner chicken dinner dubski.
You know, no wonder the CEO has been assassinated. They deny more than. Oh my god, this is the problem. They're always profit first. Unfortunately, corporations and companies are profit first. When it comes to saving lives, they don't even. God damn it. I really hate this type of thing, you know?
As you and your loved ones are dying. It's no surprise why people hate health insurance. It's not a political issue like a lot of people are trying to make it. You can see some of the usual suspects on YouTube saying things like, oh, the lefties are celebrating the death of this healthcare CEO, an innocent man just looking to put food on the table for his families. And if you look at the comments, it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, everyone has been fucked equally by health insurance. They are the Thanos level threat to human beings' survival. Everybody knows somebody, and you may even be the victim yourself, that has been denied by their health insurance provider, because the whole purpose of the health insurance business model is you pay them for a long period of time to do a single task for you, which is help in an emergency situation, and their goal is to find ways out of doing that task you pay them for, to fuck you in the face. Literally just let people croak because they don't want to pay the money to cover those procedures that could save someone's life. They make money off normal people dying, and normal people are paying them for the service. It is so fucked up.
And I want to reassure you of a few things. Firstly, we are going to continue to make sure that we put patients, consumers, and members first, as we always have done.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Then why do you keep denying? Why do you keep denying insurance? Why do you keep denying giving insurance? That's hard to believe. This is why they. Look, the most sane of people should not celebrate the passing of a healthcare CEO via an assassination just because they're angry at healthcare. But god damn it, delusion exists. Still, delusion exists. They keep lying to our faces. They keep lying. They do not have a good track record. They do not have a good track record, guys.
What? Pardon? I must not have heard him right. There's no way Mr. Krabs just tried to sit there with a straight face looking like my wrinkled nutsack saying that United has always put members, consumers, and patients first.
I'm sorry, but if United does have a good track record, why doesn't the receipt show that? Why doesn't the receipt show that?
What? I mean, maybe he meant like putting them first in the ground after they deny the life-saving medical treatment that they were looking for. Maybe that's what he meant. I'm not entirely sure, but there's no way he actually tried to say that United puts puts the patients first, right? There's no way. I mean, you could just look at the data. 33% of all claims being denied? Like, in what universe does he think anyone's going to believe that? Everybody has been affected by this. It's not like this is some big secret. Everyone knows how fucking foul the health insurance industry is, and United is the worst offender.
Yeah.
Like, here, I'll give you actual footage of the United CEO anytime one of its clients die after a denied claim. Man, I just broke that. Man, look what you made me do, Andrew. Look what you made me do.
The mission of this company is truly to make sure that we help the system improve by helping the experience for individuals get better and better.
Mission failed then, Andrew.
Yeah.
In the biggest possible way. And the response that you're seeing to all this should be a pretty clear indication that every single human being on the planet that has been cursed with United health insurance coverage feels that the experience has only gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse as
You see, this is if a corporation is supposed to save lives, not profit, and everyone else knows that, why is it that the healthcare corporation does not even do anything different? United is not doing anything different. Unfortunately, it just keeps the profits, denying the insurance more often. Why do you guys keep your own clients around if you're not even going to serve them? Why? Just why?
you have made more and more and more and more and more and more doubloons off of denying claims. Hey, real quick, Andrew, can you go ahead and put on your reading glasses and take a peek at this for me? Look at this chart and tell me exactly whose experience has been getting better, because it's not the normal American that has to have health insurance. It seems more like it might just be United Health Group itself. I'll quickly take a moment to play in the pig pen and tackle the most brain dead that are trying to justify or defend the health insurance companies. Like, I couldn't imagine anything more pathetic than doing free PR for health insurance of all things, but there are those absolute worms out there doing that in the trenches right now. I see a lot of people making the comparison that a health insurance provider denying a claim is not the same as killing someone. It's fundamentally doing that. If someone's coming to their health insurance that they've been paying for how many years, and they are looking for coverage for a very expensive medical procedure, and they say no, and that person dies because they no longer could afford that medical procedure that would have saved their life, then that is the insurance provider fundamentally killing that person.
Yeah.
And the comparison that some of the pseudo-intellectual enlightened super dweebs on Twitter are comparing it to is saying, like, oh, well, if someone needs a kidney and you're not on the kidney donor list, so you don't give them a kidney, did you murder that person?
Oh my god. It needs to be straightforward, not always conditional, for fuck's sake. This is why the healthcare systems anywhere have to be more simplified, so that there's not a long time of process. Okay?
Shouldn't even really need to explain why that's absolute dog shit, but I'll go ahead and do it anyway. Was that person paying you for years and years with the sole purpose of you donating that kidney to them should they need it? Probably not. They weren't a client or anything like that. Like, not being a kidney donor is completely different than being a health insurance provider who is paid for a sole task, and then they do everything they can to not do that task. And then when someone dies as a result of their refusal to do that task they have been paid for, that is the health insurance provider having a big hand in that person's demise. Another pretty obvious difference here is that giving a kidney is an extremely big deal. Like, that is a risky thing to the person who does it, whereas in health insurance, the only risk in paying for someone's medical procedure is that your shareholders might not get as many millions of dollars, because now you might actually have to start doing what people are paying you for. If there is a chance that United Health paying for a medical procedure means they can't afford to pay for someone else's, then they shouldn't be in business in the fucking first place. It means they're trash at what they're supposed to be doing. They're being paid by everyone to do this task of covering their medical procedures when they need it. And if they can't afford to do that, they should not be around.
There was nobody who did more to try and advance that mission than Brian Thompson. And there are very few people in the history of the US healthcare industry who had a bigger positive effect on American healthcare than Brian.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Then why aren't the receipts showing that? Why aren't the receipts showing that? Delusional piece of shit.
You're fading into Narnia right now. What are you talking about, man? Making tens of millions of dollars at a company that leads the nation in denied health insurance claims is not pushing the industry in any positive direction for normal Americans, man.
And we are going to make sure that we not only acknowledge and honor that legacy of Brian, but we will continue it.
That's right, everyone. We are going to be pushing for 50% denied claims next year in honor of this mission. It's a lofty goal, but I think we can deny even more claims come 2025.
You know who I'm going to just blame for this? Either company policy or the shareholders themselves, which is absolutely worse. The thing is, who's going to invest in your company if you keep doing this? You keep pushing your shareholders away from getting what they need. The thing is, they're investing in you so that you do your jobs well, okay? Is that not supposed to ring a bell for you? I mean, it should flash a light bulb right over your heads, United. It should, but nothing's happening.
So mark your calendars, 2025 is United's year. We're making history. Half of all claims will be denied. Mark my words. Like, this isn't something you get excited about, man. The mission has just been growing your profits while denying more claims.
Exactly.
Proudly announcing that you're going to be continuing that mission is about as painful as you coming out and saying that you're going to continue waterboarding me.
Yeah, the 33% denial of insurance will grow to 40 and to 50. I agree with Charlie. Growing your profits, it's just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I'm surprised they haven't actually burned themselves down by now.
Like, why would I be pumping my fist about that? The only one that gets excited there is your shareholders.
Our role is a critical role, and we make sure that care is safe, appropriate, and is delivered when people need it. And we guard against the pressures that exist for unsafe care or for unnecessary care to be delivered in a way which makes the whole system too complex and ultimately unsustainable.
You're so cushy in where you're speaking from. The air conditioner costs more than the hourly treatments that are being given to people from your insurance. You know, that's how cushy you are, Andrew. That's why their fucking disconnect is unbelievably. Oh my god, this is really just bullshit.
It is sustainable.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Looking good. Anyway, let's keep going.
Whole system too complex and ultimately unsustainable.
What is sustainable, though, is all of that growth United keeps experiencing. That's what really matters. We need to make sure that is sustained.
The disconnect of this bastard right here from United. The disconnect is so much. There's no doubt that we're just gonna have to laugh off everything that he says, man. This is why there's no empathy. This is why in social media there is no empathy, because we are seeing the obvious lies when it comes to statements like this. The obvious lies and missions that they actually promote in social media. This is why social media has no empathy. It's because they know something is up. Healthcare is supposed to be integral to people's lives, but no. No wonder people are losing empathy on the very, very thing that sustains lives. The very thing that sustains lives is only after profits. United, especially, is after profits. That's it. That is fucking it.
This is garbage, man. This is actual just baloney. He's just blabbering about nothing. It's a yappuccino trying to spin this as like them trying to do something good. It's not. What Andrew and his company deem unnecessary care is completely unreasonable oftentimes, where it is very necessary for the patient to stay alive. Well, we denied this claim because we felt it was unnecessary, because we did a cost-benefit analysis and we concluded that the patient was going to die in 60 years anyway, so what's really the point in spending all this money to keep them alive now when they're just going to kick the bucket in, a couple of decades?
So we're going to continue to make that case. We will continue to do the work we do. And I have never been more proud of this company.
Yeah, you've never been more proud with your company that is failing. It's oh my god. You're failing your own customers. Stop fucking talking. Stop fucking talking, you piece of shit. I don't even fucking care, okay? I don't even fucking care.
And our colleagues and what this...
You would really think, with what happened here, someone like Andrew, and I don't believe that he's even really human anymore. I believe he has sold his soul many, many years ago and is just this hollow husk that's only filled with money. But you would still think at some point the neurons would fire in his noodle and he'd see this response and be like, that mission, about helping people, kind of failed at that, didn't we? Maybe we should do something different. But he hasn't even had that realization. Or maybe he has and he just doesn't care, which is the more likely explanation. But you would just truly think that the reality would set in like, oh, people fucking hate us. People are awake to how exploitative we are and how we are actively making their lives harder.
That's the problem too. They don't even reflect themselves. They're supposed to see the mistakes they're making, but they turn away from the criticisms and they just keep doing what they're doing, profiting from all of it. Nothing is changing. This is why people don't care about what they're saying anymore, because United keeps lying.
We live.
Great advice. All those people talking about how corrupt this industry is, yes, please plug your ears to that so that way you don't actually hear from the victims of our business model. We don't want you to start feeling sympathy for the numbers on our bottom line, all right? We need to make sure that we don't look at them as anything real. They're just imaginary NPCs for our money, and we like that money, don't we? It's just so crazy. It's so crazy. He's saying that it doesn't reflect reality. Brother, that is the reality. These are your clients.
They're not reflecting. United is not reflecting.
It doesn't get any more real than that. As opposed to your fucking barnacles that you're vomiting out here, that is the fraudulent fakeness. The reality is that people have been fucked by your health insurance company and plenty of others. The industry is rotten to its very core. And people know that, which is why this isn't some big political issue of left and right. Everyone...
Life and death matters here. They don't even see that. They're no different from their political enemies or whatever, okay? If they got no heart in that, what the fuck?
Is United in how hard they have been fucked and how many times they have seen people be affected negatively by this industry. And this guy just refuses to let that set in, and he's trying to brainwash his employees to just be numb to it and pay no attention to it.
What we must do is focus on what we know to be true. And what we know to be true is that the health system...
But it actually does just...
the health environment.
It's just crazy. I know I don't need to keep ranting about it, but it actually does just blow my mind that he would even say things like that, which are so provably false. It's honestly like almost a threat that they have plenty of other people like Brian in the company that are as inspired as Brian and focusing on what Brian was focusing on, which is clearly the profits in the company and denying more claims so they can make more money. That's a bad thing. And he's just talking about it like it's an accolade to be super proud of and something to be excited about. It's just frightening. It's actually just frightening. So yeah, I wanted to rant about health insurance a little bit. That's it. So yeah.
This is why the empathy isn't lost on American social media anymore. It's because their own healthcare system is failing them, which is why it's no longer a surprise, no longer something for whatever. I'm just looking at whatever. It's just, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's know how to do things better. I've got to get my cough medicine in here. Damn it. Well, that's what I feel. That's what I feel about this. A first world healthcare system should be first rate. Should serve the people first and not profit. Yeah. Hard to do that when a company is supposed to profit, but there's supposed to be a balance between these two. Profit and save lives. Considering it's a healthcare system, it's part of the healthcare system. Seriously. That's all they need to do, but they didn't change, like, at all.